Hi, I'm Lisa Ray Preston, Brain Patterning Specialist and creator of the Step into Destiny Core Passion Test. Thanks for joining me in this short video series on connecting with the brilliance in yourself and those around you through simple brain and language patterning. In the first video, we talked about the importance of reading the brain patterns of those we love so we can connect with them on a deep level. When you understand where somebody's coming from, trust increases between you. You're better able to understand and validate your loved one's core brilliance, and you naturally get along better. Today, I'd like to talk with you about a unique way to bring the strength of unity into your relationships. The most successful groups, whether they're families, friends, committees, masterminds, all have one powerful thing going for them: unity. When everyone is on the same page as far as intent goes, the whole group can move along at greater speed, can accomplish more, can have more fun. Few things are more powerful than perfect alignment. Think about your family for a moment. What if every single person in your family understood every other person's brain patterning? If each of you had the ability to see the exact thoughts that were zipping through another's head, you could all easily empathize with each other's reactions and know ahead of time how to comfort and how to help one another through tough times. You'd be able to speak to someone right where she hurt, right where she needed to hear a word of encouragement, and you'd be able to deliver that word in the perfect way for her. Each person would respect and feel safe around the others. There'd be no reason to be on the defensive because you'd know that who you were at the core was already valued. I was talking with a friend recently whose workplace is quite volatile. Many meetings he attends ends up with overwhelm and some heated exchanges of words. Some meetings were almost like a standoff, one core pattern against the other core pattern and neither wanting to budge. The same arguments over and over. Morale is at an all-time low, and it's no wonder the company is barely keeping its head above water. I couldn't help but think of how that company could use a unity tool to help bring every person into alignment. What if no one had to defend his position, but could instead instantly see every other person's perspective? How might those stalled meetings change? How much more work could be done? How much time could be geared toward productivity instead of nursing wounds? See, if you can match your words to another person's brain pattern, he gets you. He feels valued and goodwill results. It's that simple. Say you're a creative visionary and you're making a request of a practical linear thinker. Now, if you speak your visionary language, much of what you say is going to come across like a fog. The definitions you as a visionary use for common words are different than those of the linear thinker. The intuitive leaps you naturally make cause the linear thinker much confusion. She's going to go ahead and do what you asked her based on what she thought you said, but it may not be what you wanted at all. So how much frustration is caused because we really don't get someone in the first place? Well, if you could simply match your language to the brain pattern of the linear thinker, voila, instant understanding, instant connection. No frustration, no angst, no coming back in aggravation wondering why the person didn't do what you so clearly defined in the first place. You established understanding from the get-go, and both of you were perfectly aligned in agreement. That's what identifying and learning how to speak to others' brain patterns can do for you. Bring peace and healing to your family, a stronger alignment in your marriage, a unified force at your place of employment. Most of us go through life assuming our definitions and understandings are somewhat universal. We don't get that there are 4 very different patterns who see life very differently. When you start to see the patterns in others, you will use brain patterning with every person you meet. You have a tool that is forever usable with every interaction you have from now on. So when things start to fall apart in relationships around you due to destructive conflict, you can bring a perspective that sheds light on the truth of the situation. You find yourself not casting judgment, being free to forgive slights that before might have caused you pain. Now you know it wasn't a slight at all, merely a simple difference in brain patterning. In fact, if you stood looking out the other person's eyeballs, thinking the same thoughts he is, you'd react in exactly the same way. That kind of understanding paves the way for unity and perfect alignment in your most important relationship. That's the power of Step into Destiny's brain and language patterning. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to heighten your discernment. This will take us a little deeper into identifying and using brain patterning in our daily lives, giving us reams of information about people that others might completely miss. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll talk with you again soon.